Hello, everyone. Hi, all. It's so good to see so many of you. Hi. We are so happy to have you all here for our fourth annual Mental Health Monologues. Yay! This is our second year doing it virtually. Last year, the first year doing it virtually, we did a YouTube playlist on our YouTube page. And so this year we really wanted to make it more interactive and do it live. So this is, we're excited to do this. It's the first time that we've done it this way. So if there are any technical difficulties along the way, please bear with us. I'm sure you're very used to bearing with technical difficulties for this whole year, right? We've all been doing it. So today we have some really wonderful performances. We're actually getting multiple performances from multiple of our performers today. We didn't get as many submissions this year, but that's okay because our really awesome performers had poems and songs in their back pocket. So we've got a couple of performances. I'm really excited for you to see them all. For some of our friends who don't know what Active Minds is, or they're just not familiar with what we do, I'm actually going to share a little bit of a video with you first before we get started. And so we're just gonna start off with that. So let me share my screen here. I didn't share my sound. Okay, let's do this now. Cool.
Getting on a college campus for the first time can be so overwhelming because you're kind of facing the world by yourself for the first time.
Growing up, I did have a lot of family members who suffered from mental health challenges. It wasn't something that was always talked about.
It's been very difficult to talk about what does it mean to be sad versus to be depressed? What does it mean to be stressed versus to be anxious?
After losing my friend, I needed something. I was struggling a lot myself.
I started Active Minds when I was a freshman in college after losing my brother, Brian, my only sibling, to suicide. Active Minds is a national nonprofit organization focused on changing the conversation about mental health. We're most well known for mobilizing young adults to get involved in and change culture around mental health.
We know that life is tough for young adults. And we also know that it's not just the students who have mental illness that have issues, it's all students. We have enough research to know that all students are dealing with things like depression and anxiety and the epidemic of loneliness.
Active Minds is serving as this institution on a campus that is getting students talking, having programming during Suicide Prevention Month, having stress relief activities during exams, screening movies, having panel discussions and keynote speakers, all with a mental health theme, so that it's not just that we're talking about mental health when there's a crisis, but we're talking about mental health every day.
One of the things I love about our partnership with Active Minds is that they are creative and engaging and relatable. It's just in this easy language, vernacular that you use on a normal. And I think that helps to decrease the stigma. It helps to start the conversation.
I love that Active Minds is able to make the topic of mental health very broad, so that way all people feel included in it.
We were thrilled to start working with the RAND Corporation to understand if Active Minds was really making a difference. It was a longitudinal study.
It has shown that the presence of an Active Minds chapter on a campus, just that alone, makes people access counseling more, feel more comfortable.
Those students had lower stigma and improved attitudes around mental health simply because they felt like their campus cared. That's unparalleled in the mental health field.
It's amazing the progress that this movement is making. I feel that through your work and in the generations to come, you're at a tipping point.
We really see ourselves as the organization that is going to propel change in America around mental health.
They're the leading organization on college campuses. All of our players come from college campuses. So now when you come into the National Football League, guess what? We're going to continue the conversation. We're going to help you to continue the conversation. So no better way to do that than with our partnership with Active Minds.
When Color Street chose to partner with Active Minds, we knew that they had an amazing story to tell. Having a national reach through our network of independent sales associates and customers, Active Minds has given us the language we need to help them get the conversation going in the communities where they are.
I think what Active Minds has done has been an extraordinary contribution to not only college campuses, but as a model for what we can do in civil society to make sure that we look out for each other in the same way that we hope people will look out for ourselves.
The empathy, the knowledge I gained from Active Minds is something that I will carry with me long after graduating from college.
Active Minds has just changed my life. It's something that I'm not sure I would be here without. It was my savior, it was my passion, and it's something that I will never forget.
Active Minds is saving lives. Active Minds is a change maker. Help us as we continue to change the conversation about mental health.
Okay, I just love that video, and I really wanted to share that with all of you, even for for the large majority of you that do know what Active Minds is. I just think that's a really great video, gives a really great explanation of what we do and the impact that we have on college students, college campuses, high school campuses. So that is who we are, and that's what we do here at Eastern. My presentation is being a little funky. Hold on one second. See, technology. Technology doesn't love me. So no, it's not what I think. Cool. So what is the Mental Health Monologues? Like I said, this is our 4th annual Mental Health Monologues. This is really an opportunity for students in our community or just other members in our community to take an artistic approach to express their experiences with mental health, mental illness, either in themselves or ones they've seen in others that they are close to, maybe the experiences they've seen in their own community. People can use poems, songs, short stories, skits. We've seen some really cool skits in the past. Some people just, they perform poems that they did not write, just ones that they really relate to. So there's a large variety of ways that people attempt to express their experiences with mental health or mental illness. And the large reason that we created these monologues was to help reduce the stigma surrounding mental health and surrounding mental illness. And I think we've done a wonderful job with this in the past. I think it's really making an impact on our campus, and that is why we continue to do what we do. So just to kind of introduce all of us, our current e-board, my name is Maddie and I am the president. I've been the president for the last 2 years, and it's been a really fun time. This is actually my last year, and I'll be passing down the hat to our member at large, Michaela. So we're very happy to have her. Star Jennings on here, she is our vice president. What a lovely vice president we have. Juwan Tiller is our treasurer, and he's been doing this for quite some time now, and he will actually also be graduating this year, and he will be passing the hat down to our new treasurer, Summer. And Elise Tasich, who is not here today, but she really wishes she could be, and she is our secretary, and we love her. She always sends out our fun emails with the fun little Bitmojis on the bottom. So that's who we are. Before we get started with all the performances, we really want to put this out there. Our spring raffle, we're trying to get some donations to help us prepare for the next school year so that we can continue to do lots of fun things, bring in speakers, donate to our community. And with that donation, you get a really cool, you possibly could win a really cool gift basket. Each of these, so there's 3 gift baskets we have. One basket has a hammock. One has a projector light with a starry night That's what it puts on your ceiling. And then the other one has a diffuser with the essential oils. Each basket has planting seeds, gardening decor. It has candles, gardening gloves, COVID face masks, skincare face masks. It has some Active Minds gear in there. Jawan put the nice little touch of the flowers on there. You've got a pinwheel. So these are some really, really nice baskets, definitely of a high value. It's $1 for one ticket, and it's $5 for 10 tickets, $10 for 20 tickets. So I'd say that's a pretty good deal there, and it's going to a really great cause. We will be calling the winners of these raffles at the end of this event. This raffle has been up for a minute, so there are some entries already, but we will be calling this at the end of the event, which should not go past 9:30. So if you want to take a picture of this, so you can either Venmo or Cash App, it goes to our treasurer, Jawan, who will write your name down on a ticket, and we will pull the winners at the end of the night. So I'll give everyone a moment to just look at that and take a picture if they need to. All right. And if anyone needs information and they didn't get it on this page, just send it in the chat. Our e-board members will be all over it. Okay, now we're going to get to the great part, the part that you are all here for today, our wonderful, wonderful performances. I do want to just offer a trigger warning before we get started with these. Some of these performances may mention or talk about suicide and or self-harm. So just be mindful of that and prepared for that as we go forward. Some of the titles themselves are able to tell you what is coming. So we just wanted to give that to you all before we jump in, but I'm very excited to get started. So here we go. I'll stop sharing my screen and I will introduce our first performer. Hold on one second. Okay. All of my things went away. Okay, so our first performer today is going to be Michaela. She's performing a poem called Reaching Out for Help. Michaela is a junior majoring in elementary education with a focus in reading and language arts. She is also our member at large for Active Minds and our president for next school year. Michaela has an Instagram page advocating for mental health in the Black community. It's at selflove.forall. Along with her podcast, Self-Love for All, which you can find on Spotify, and they're both very wonderful resources. Tonight is her first time performing one of her poems, so we'll give it up for Michaela, and Michaela, you can start when you're ready.
Hi, everyone. So this first poem I wrote is called Reaching for Help, and I wrote it at like 2 a.m., so it's just like a brain dump. My mind is facing battles. Some days I feel okay, and some days I feel bad to say I am not okay. When I was younger, reaching out, asking for help made you seem too needy. I felt I was bothering people with my feelings. As I got older, I had to learn how to cope with my anxious thoughts and triggers. I had to learn that I am not fighting this battle alone. I had to learn that life still goes on. I had to learn that it's okay for me to reach out and speak. That concludes my first poem. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Michaela. Okay, our next performer. Our next performer is Richa, and she will be performing a poem called My Hopes for You. Richa has an MBA from Grand Valley State University and is graduating with her second master's in communications this fall. She works as a project manager at Parago, and she is originally from Nepal. And a fun/dark fact about her is that she lost her vision in both of her eyes 3 years ago, but she had surgery and regained her vision. So she is super grateful for every little thing that she gets to see. Mental health is very important to her, and she is thankful for the opportunity to prevent. Richa, feel free to start when you're ready.
Thank you so much, Maddie. So like Maddie said, the title of my poem is My Hopes for You, and this is just my genuine hopes for everyone who's struggling with mental health, because I have been there. So here it goes. And I'll consciously make sure to go slower because I tend to go fast. So Here we go. My hopes for you. I hope you wake up to a morning so bright. I hope you lift up the weight held so tight. I hope the rays of sun form lines on your bed. I hope you feel them as they kiss your forehead. I hope you find peace you've been chasing so long. I hope you look around and know you belong. I hope you get to snuggle in the pillow fort you built. I hope you get a moment free of doubt and guilt. I hope you find the will to get you out of bed. I hope you get to lower the voices in your head. I hope you draw a bath and get to smell the salt. I hope you feel the song, get to cherish the halt. I hope you sing along to the tunes as you blink. I hope you laugh out loud because you're so out of sync. I hope you dress up in the pretty top you like. I hope you rush out, get to take out your bike. I hope your favorite park has the flowers so bright. I hope you lift up the weight held so tight. Thank you.
I love it. Wonderful. Also, just want to mention, for any of our friends who aren't super familiar with Zoom, feel free to interact with all of the reaction buttons on the bottom. You know, usually when we're doing this in person, people are clapping, snapping, they're shouting along. So feel free to use all the interactions to do all that, or to utilize the chat as we go. Awesome. Thank you. Our next performance is Olivia. Olivia will be performing a song called Birthday. Olivia is a music therapy major at Eastern Michigan University, who is incredibly passionate about mental health advocacy, and the ways this can be done is through music. She is a singer-songwriter who hopes to continue sharing stories for her own healing and the healing of others. Her first piece of the evening is Birthday, which reflects on one of the first deep struggles she faced as a freshman in high school. Take it away.
All right. Oh, thank you. It's my mint green one. So before I start this song, I'm going to give another just kind of notice. This is one that is about reflecting on the loss of one of my friends in high school to suicide when I was a freshman. And I wrote this song actually being in college, kind of reflecting on that and just thinking about the things that, you know, could have been, would have been, that kind of thing. So this is called Birthday.
Snow reminds me just how fast time goes. Another year, another dreary ending. Though it's been 6 years, I'm still no good at pretending. Forgive me, it's difficult to face. The winter's cold, but ice lies in my veins. 'Cause today would have been your birthday. If only you'd chosen to stay, then today could have been your birthday. A sweet 16, now just a dream that slips away on this December day. I wish you'd stayed. Playing on your favorite songs to drown you out, but memories still linger on. Another lyric moves me in the worst way, and now it's clear I cannot take. The sting of loss sticks its claws in me. 'Cause today would have been your birthday. If only you'd chosen to stay, then today could have been your birthday. A sweet 16, now just a dream that slips away on this December day. I wish you'd stayed. In this hurt, I scroll my feet. I'm haunted by the places where you should be, but your account is stuck before it happened. And all I have are pieces of the fragments. Forgive me, I have a lot to say, and you would too if you hadn't gone away. Then today could have been your birthday. If only you'd chosen to stay, then today would have been your birthday. A sweet 16, now just a dream that slips away on this December day. I wish you'd stayed. On this December day. I wish you'd stayed. Happy birthday.
Wow, what a beautiful, beautiful performance. I just love listening to you sing, and yeah, I agree, Kat. Goosebumps, right? Yeah, beautiful. Okay, our next performer is Q. He is not here today, but we do have a video of him performing. He's actually reciting a poem. So I'll do his intro first. Quinzel Wyatt, or Q, as he likes to be called, is a senior at EMU studying communication, media, and theater arts composition with a minor in simulation and animation gaming. The piece he will be performing is a poem by Maggie Royer titled "The Morning After I Killed Myself." A fun fact about him is that there is no fun fact he could think of at the moment. Okay, I will, I'm gonna have to unshare so I can go to that screen. Oh, I'm not even sharing. I'm just looking at something. Okay. See, technology is really not my friend, you guys, but we're working on our relationship.
Have I ever thought I just wanted to end it one day? Of one day of just not having to deal with this anymore? of wanting to go and do your best to just forget, to sleep, but realize that it's not that easy. You start to realize that over time your mind gets to be too much, plays too many tricks. And you sit back and wonder, will this be it? The title of this poem I'm doing is The Morning After I Killed Myself by Maggie Royer. The morning after I killed myself, I woke up. I made myself breakfast in bed. I added salt and pepper to my eggs, and with toast, cheese, and bacon sandwich. I squeezed a grapefruit into a juice glass. I scraped ashes from the frying pan and rinsed the butter off the counter. I washed the dishes and folded the clothes. After I killed myself, I fell in love. Not with the boy down the street, or the middle school principal. Not with the everyday jogger, or the grocer, who always left the avocados out of the bag. I fell in love with my mother, and the way she sat on the floor, holding each rock from my collection into her palms, until they drew dark with sweat. I fell in love with my father down at the river as he placed my note into a bottle and sent it at the current. With my brother, who once believed in unicorns, but who now sat at his desk in school, trying desperately to believe I still existed. The morning after I killed myself, I walked the dog. I watched the way her tail twitched as birds flew by, or her pace quicken at the sight of a cat. I saw the empty space in her eyes as she retrieved the stick and turned around so she could play catch with me. But I saw nothing but empty sky above her. I stood by and watched as strangers touched her muzzle, and she wilted beneath their touch as she did once for mine. The morning after I killed myself, I walked to the neighbor's yard, where I left my footprints in the concrete as a 2-year-old, and examined how they were already fading. I plucked a few daylilies, and pulled a few weeds, and watched the elderly woman through a window reading the paper at the news of my death. I watched her husband spit tobacco into the kitchen sink and brought her daily medication. The morning after I killed myself, I watched the sun come up. Each orange tree opened like a hand, and the boy down the street pointed out a single red cloud to his mother. The morning after I killed myself, I walked back to the body in the morgue and talked some sense into her. I told her about the avocado and the stepping stones, the river and her parents. Told her about the sunset and the dog and the beach. The morning after I killed myself, I tried to unkill myself. But I couldn't finish what I started.
I think that that's just a beautiful poem, and he does it with so much amazing emotion, right? Wow is right, Desmond. Very important message is right. He does that with such amazing emotion, and I really enjoy watching him recite that poem and, giving his message beforehand. He's really doing the work of reducing the stigma surrounding talking about his own experiences and mental health and what we're trying to do here. So I love that. All right, our next performer. Is Michaela again. Michaela will be up again, and this time she will be performing her poem, Consent.
All right, so I wrote this poem, Consent, basically with everything that's going on at Eastern. I'm sure all of you all have heard about, the sexual assault cases and plus the Sexual Assault Awareness Month. So I just know it's a very triggering time for survivors. So it's just kind of like me showing my support. So this poem is called Consent, like Maddie said. Enough is enough. When will you start using words instead of your hands? When will you ask for consent instead of reaching in their pants? When will you stop acting oblivious when they tell their truth? When will we stop victim blaming? When will we listen to survivors when they are telling the truth? Consent is not an inconvenience to your role. It is the truth. Survivors can't even speak up because we feel we won't get our way. It's always a victim versus everybody. What about we end that today? Believe survivors, educate yourself and others. I'm tired of educating others on consent. I cannot take it anymore. When will things change? Thank you.
I can hear the snaps, like if we were all in person. I know everybody would be doing it. I can hear it. All right, now next up we have a new performer in the mix. We have Desmond Robinson. Desmond is the former president of Active Minds, and he is currently pursuing his master's degree in hopes of becoming a therapist someday. He wants to combat the negative stigma of talking about mental health, especially in the Black community. Desmond will be performing his piece called Stuck With Me.
Thank you, Maddie, and you all are doing a very great job. This poem is dedicated to Dante Wright. Stuck with me. Government mandated isolation led to me understanding I need to be with myself as if I'm mandated, because my life's the most important in my life. So without it, I have nothing, nobody. I'm stuck with me. Watching an 8-minute video of a Black man slowly breathe his last I love you to his mother, stuck with me. A man hunted and cornered, shot to death, watching all his vigor expire so sudden from a bullet, stuck with me. Young EMT, sleeping, woken out of her sleep, is killed so randomly. The walls next door receive more justice than she. That stuck with me. Catering to my white friends all summer, to stick with me was draining. I couldn't march. I have asthma. COVID would stick to me like white on rice, but unlike consequences for taking innocent Black life under red and blue lights. I had to meddle with my mind all year. I kept tinkering with my imagination to idolize a healing nation. That illustration distorted into a living hell when I realized I could be killed for sleeping in my car at a Popeyes or Taco Bell, Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King. What's your last meal? No Olive Garden, Maze, or Cheesecake Factory nearby? Why does a Black man always wonder when he'll die? How we still getting killed in a quarantine? We can't be in a house because the landlord has no mercy. Government clutching its purse so tightly. See, it's our money, and they shame us for spending our stimulus loosely. The Black community hit by COVID so profusely. They tried to kidnap our governor, rebelling at the Capitol. My mental health is going asunder, preparing to take classes this summer. The numbers keep rising. All my faith ain't indicting. These days, death is on my mind, rising, because no one's wearing their mask outside, and I'm stuck here speechless as my concentration decreases. An essay without a thesis. Sometimes in the beginning, you can't tell where you're going to cover, but it's best to write anyway. Don't deny responsibility like a deadbeat on the episode of Maury. Instead, I own my life, face my trauma, and I write my story. Because no matter what COVID has taken in the days previously, I know that today I'm stuck with me. I'm stuck with me. I'm stuck with me. Thank you.
Desmond, you blow us away every time. Just like Kat said, she will never not be amazed by you. Wonderful. You have a gift with words. You have a special way with words. Thank you. And thank you for starting this amazing tradition. By the way, y'all, this man started this tradition. He started our very first annual Mental Health Monologues, and that's why we're here today. So huge shout out to our boy Desmond. Our next up performer, we have with us again Olivia, and this time she will be performing a song called Happiness.
All right, everyone, I'm going to give you a little introduction about this piece real quick. This is one that is kind of like Michaela was talking about earlier with it being more of a stream of consciousness thing. This was a song that I wrote kind of late one night just to get my words on paper, and it really resonated with me, so I thought I would share it with you. So this is called Happiness. Standing here, I trace the line of myself in space and time, wishing I could just disappear. Looking at a face I see but do not recognize as me, nothing but a shell of distant years. There's a fine line between self-aware and self-destructive, a fine line we cross. There's a fine line between broken parts and hopeless causes, fine line that gets so blurry. You can hurt, but only if it's witty. Cry, but only if it's pretty. Never ever let them see inside. You should smile, don't matter if you mean it. Fight, but only if you beat it. Illusion swirling, reach out for success. How can we believe in happiness? Swimming through the hopelessness, sinking deep in the abyss. Gotta float on up out of my head. Losing track of time again, rabbit holes I'm falling in, needing to escape from everything. There's a fine line between self-aware and self-destructive, fine line we cross. There's a fine line between broken parts and hopeless causes, fine line that gets so blurry. You can hurt, but only if it's witty. Cry, but only if it's pretty. Never ever let them see inside. You should smile, don't matter if you mean it. Fight, but only if you beat it. Illusion swirling, reach out for success. How can we believe in happiness? The word that just
just eludes us all. Genuine and beautiful. To be truly happy is to be truly free. Keep on pushing through, as they keep on telling me. You can hurt, but only if it's witty. Cry, only if it's pretty. Never ever let them see inside. You should smile, don't matter if you mean it. Fight, but only if you beat it. Luge and swirl and reach out for success. How can we believe? How can we believe? Can we still believe in happiness? Thank you.
I'm just gonna ask the question that I think everyone is wondering. Where can they download the song?
It's so funny. I'm actually like working on compiling an album by the end of this year, so stay tuned.
Send us your out. Send it to us. We will get it out. We'll put it in the group me. We'll get it out there. We'll email it out. Girl, we got you. I think everybody's ready to download the song. Yeah, take my money, right, Kat? No, seriously, what a important message, and I think so relatable for all. So we love that. That was beautiful. Thank you, Olivia.
Thank you.
All right, we have one last performance today. I know I'm sad for it to be over too. Our last performance is going to be again by Richa. And Richa, the name of her final poem today and our last performance today is called Hear Me Out.
Thank you, Maddie. I don't even know how I'll go after that, but I'll try. Okay. The topic of my poem is Hear Me Out, and this is again a message for people struggling with mental health issues and just letting them know that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and this is just my message to them. So here it goes. I know it feels impossible to get out of this mess, to think this pain will go away when you're so much in distress. When you gasp for breath and it heaves you down, when you take a step and lose your ground, when the world is closing in on you, when past traumas feel as good as new. When you no longer can recognize the smiling face you well disguise, the self you used to love before now carries all the hate you store. I know, it makes no sense. Hear me out, see through my lens. I promise you there's an end to this. You'll finally find the calm and mental peace. Just try to stay on for the ride. There's nothing bad, no need to hide. So many ways to talk it out. Trust me, you will make you proud. I know because I have been there. The pain, the hate, the hurt, the scare. I know how it feels to doubt. Wonder if you'll ever get out. Trust me when I say you will. You're capable of climbing this hill. Help is just a search away. Let's try to make a brand new day.
Yes, that's so beautiful. And you know what, Richa? The whole reason I put your poem at the end is because it's a beautiful wrap up to what we've done and the message that we are trying to promote. It embodies exactly what Active Minds is trying to do, you know, helping comfort people, show them that there is light here, and just trying to support these people and comfort people. So that's exactly why you went at the end, and that's you did a beautiful job. It's a beautiful poem. All right, folks, so that is the end of our performances, but before I have you all go, I have just a few last things here. So let me just share my screen. So I just want to announce our new e-board for the 21-22 school year. We're very excited to have these folks as our new e-board. We have Michaela Stewart as president, Kat Forstner as our vice president, Summer Torres as our treasurer, George Hank as our secretary, and Becca Stankiewicz as our member at large. We are very, very excited to have this new e-board. It's going to be quite the change. The only last e-board member from the previous one is Michaela, but our other friends on the e-board here are going to do a wonderful job, and I'm just really excited to see where they take this organization. And I hope that all of you here today that are attending this event, you continue to support this new e-board, and you're at their 5th annual Mental Health Monologues next April, and that you can just support them throughout their new school year. They're definitely going to need it, as you know, life is just full of uncertainties and we have no idea what's going to be happening next year. So they're definitely going to need the support of all of you, but I have no doubts in my mind that they're going to do a fantastic job. So huge congratulations to these folks. We're very excited for them. And then my last thing for you today actually is going to be passed on to Star, and we're going to announce our raffle winners. So Star, please take that away.
Hi, I'm doing this with Joanne, and it's happening live. So I will have the names for you in 1 second as he pulls them. Thank you so much to everyone who performed and everyone who came. I had to turn my camera off because every single one of those made me cry. You guys are amazing. So thank you for everything. And thank you to the e-board for next year. It means a lot that you're continuing Active Minds, especially in the face of COVID. So many orgs have basically just had to shut down. So the fact that Active Minds can even still happen, that means the world to us. So thank you. Yes, it's happening live. It's happening right now. He's typing. Yeah, you're all amazing. If all of you can publish all of those things, if you're comfortable with that, you should, because they're beautiful. The anticipation is killing me. I hope everyone's end of your semester is going well. Fingers crossed. Yes, drum roll. Wait. He stopped typing, so I think it's about to come through. This is my cat, Tiger. I just scared him. He's really anxious. He's a good boy. He's my emotional support cat. Okay, what else should we talk about while we wait? I hope everyone's end of their semester is going well. Congrats to Maddie and Joanne who are graduating. If anyone else is graduating, big props to you. I'm proud of you. Anyone in grad school, I know Palace and Desmond are in grad school. Congratulations to you. Oh, my other cat. He is sleeping. So maybe he's a little grumpy, but this is Ace. They're both 11 years old. So they've been with me for over half my life. For anyone who has pets, I know you understand. If you don't have a pet and you can get one, it's good for so many reasons, but they're genuinely really good for your mental health. It's a big comfort. Shout out to Maddie for being an amazing president and an amazing host. I swear he's a nice cat. He's just kind of moody. He'd rather just stare at the wall. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm really excited about this raffle. He's typing. Yeah, shout out to Joanne for being an amazing treasurer for the past 4 years. Thank you, Kat. yeah, shout out to me, shout out to Juwan, shout out to Maddie. They care, and then most of the time they don't. I definitely agree. They're either very needy or very aloof. There's not much of an in between. Yeah, every time we have these raffles, part of me wishes I could enter them and win the baskets, and then I realized that that's not ethical at all. But yeah, Maddie, you did an amazing job. You've been an amazing president.
I love that Star's just handing out praise for interview.
Okay, we have the.
Oh, we have a winner! Yay! Okay, great.
Okay, drum roll. Okay, George, your winner. Dorothy Zahor. I don't believe she's here with us today. And Ryland. 2 out of 3 are here. We will be in contact with you both sometime this week about how we're going to get the baskets to you. But thank you so much for joining and donating. It means a lot. And we're so excited to get these things to you, especially at the end of a really hard virtual semester. Hopefully you can do some self-care and enjoy the spring spirit.
Yay, so exciting. And how exciting that some of the people who won are actually here today. Awesome. Very excited. We will get all that information to you. We'll be in contact with you. Star, thank you so much for just being such a joy and so entertaining in our last minutes together. All right, everybody, that brings our event tonight to a close. Thank you so much to all of our awesome performers for participating in our 4th annual Mental Health Monologues. And thank you so much to our audience for being here and supporting us and the work that we do and just being interested in our events and just for your continued support. We really, really cannot thank you enough. We can't do it without all of you. So we are going to bring this to a close now. If any of you have any questions about joining, getting involved, wanting to participate next year, please feel free to send us an email or to message us on Instagram or on Facebook. We are accessible to and very easy to contact. So thank you again, everyone, and we hope to see you all soon. Have a great end to the rest of your semester. Bye, friends.